Roy Spencer from Perma-Seal is with us right now. We talked earlier about maybe my mom being one of your first clients, and Perma-Seal has come a long way from basement waterproofing. We had our crawl space encapsulated. You can raise concrete, and now attic insulation. What do you guys not do?
Wow.
Well, actually, there's a story behind every one of the services that we offer, and they almost always generically come from our customers. Hey, can you do this? Can you do that? In most cases, we say, no, we don't do that. And especially if it's above ground, we didn't do that for years. But we've specialized in below grade, trying to make the below grade part of your home, whether it's crawl space or basement, livable, healthier, and more valuable. And in the process of that, we got to the basements. We get them dry. We make them feel dry, dry them out, dehumidification, things like that. And, of course, basements are cool by nature. And so we started insulating the rim joists around the basement, because the rim joists, Wendy, you probably know, is the second leading cause of energy loss in the home.
I was going to say that, but you beat me to it.
Clearly, Wendy knows. And all our listeners probably know, too. They probably know what a rim joist is, too, Roy. I mean, now that we're at it.
Thank you, Jeremy. And that's the part where the basement wall, the rest of your house, the wood part meets your concrete foundation, and there's a rim joist area around there. And because it's just slightly above the ground, there's a tremendous amount of wind and drafts and things that come in at that joint.
There's no easy way to seal that, in all fair. I mean, there was not. Like when you're building a house, there was no real easy way.
Yeah, well, that was
and lazy
stuff, some insulation up there and stuff like that. But so we found a way to use a spray foam insulation, which tenaciously bonds between the wood and the concrete, and it cuts down the airflow.
Yeah.
In addition to has our value there, so it worked out great. People loved it, and I would always say, "Well, great, that's the second leading cause." And it begs the question, well, what's the leading cause of energy loss in my home? And so, of course, unlike if you listen to a radio commercial, you might think that's your doors and windows, but it's actually not. It's the attic. And that's because the natural airflow of the home goes from bottom to top, and you actually have vents up in your attic and your roof, sucking the air, if you will, out of your house, pulling it up from the bottom up through the top. And so it's that air movement, natural, that's in your house. And that's why there's a draft effect, and that's why your most energy loss is in the attic area. So we looked in that, and I started looking at the attic insulation area. Well, can you help us there? And lo and behold, that industry is not what I kind of thought or hoped it would be. It's not on par. They don't do the best job. And I'll say that in general.
There's not really a scientific method. There is a right scientific method of building science, but unfortunately, most of those companies that do it subpar.
Thank you. Yeah, and that's the industry standard.
Yeah,
if you
it's
will.
low.
It's
very
low and really not efficient. So, Jeremy, I know you're on top of all this stuff. So the EPA estimates what percentage of homes have adequate insulation, would you say?
Adequate? I'd say less than 15%.
10%.
Yeah.
So
most people don't have enough inches of insulation.
Well, you also got to remember the ages
What's
of
insulation?
houses.
No,
right?
I'm kidding.
So, ages of houses. I mean, 80 years ago, we pulled out newspaper before. I mean, just nothing, right?
Yeah. So 9 out of 10 people don't have adequate insulation in the home. And that's a big oversight because, we pay for it every day. It's heating, air conditioning, and just the comfort of the home and the health of the home. So it's something that's really overlooked. How many people have been in their attic recently? You might go up there and pull the Christmas decorations once a year, maybe. And are you paying any attention to the insulation? Of course, that's a huge club. Nobody does that. But we do that because it's super important for, like I say, the economics and the comfort of your home. So we start there, and we analyze what type of insulation you have, how much it is, and that's industry practice. Guy just goes, oh, you don't have enough. You've only got 8 inches. You need 12 inches.
Pretty much a tape measure is his tool.
There you go.
That's it.
But they don't tell you what to do about
it. No, they just say we're going to blow in more insulation.
Oh,
you need more insulation. We'll give you more insulation.
Yeah.
You know what? That might make some difference, might make no difference.
Might actually cause harm.
Yeah, and so it's really important that a proper inspection is done and analysis of your home. We do a blower door test. We actually measure the size of the energy loss in your home. Most people have energy loss or leakage in your home. Probably could be equivalent of leaving a window open. Who would do that?
Yeah.
But you add up all the energy leaks in your home and you have a window open in your house year round. So we do a blower door test to measure the amount of energy loss in your home. And then we use thermal cameras to actually identify where are the problem areas,
That's
where are the
cool.
leaks. And
Wow.
invariably, they're in the can lights, around the
Any ceiling lights, anything.
in the ceiling, in the attic floor. It's just being the air's movement. So my favorite analogy when you think about insulation is a wool sweater. Oh, it's cool out. I'm going to wear a wool sweater, and that's great. You feel warm until the wind picks up and the breeze and the air movement goes through it. And so, I'm going to put a 6-inch instead of a 3-inch wool sweater on. It doesn't matter. It's the
Still
air
has
movement.
holes.
And so it is with our house. The air is moving up through your house. Until you do the air sealing, it doesn't matter how much insulation you put in there. So you need an adequate amount, of course, but the air sealing is really key.